So the new Star Wars trailer dropped today, and with it we finally learned the title of Star Wars Episode 9, which is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. No doubt there are going to be about 1 billion different videos of people asking what the title of this film means, but I'm fairly confident that I've already figured it out. And I know that that's a lofty statement and probably exactly what you would expect out of a YouTuber, but I've done my due diligence and I think I figured it out already. But first, let's discuss some things that this title is not. But to be fair for your viewing time, if you do want to skip all of the things that it's not and go straight to the theory, then check out the timestamp on the screen right now. So in my mind, there's about 4 things that this title could be, and 3 of them are probably not it. So the very first thing, and the thing right away that I think everybody's going to think of, is The Rise of Skywalker refers directly to a character that is currently in the cast. The only confirmed Skywalker that we have hanging around right now is Ben Solo. Now, I don't think that this is referencing Ben Solo because, again, his name is Ben Solo. So why would they reference the word Skywalker if he's a Solo? Now, I know that his bloodline has the Skywalker name in it, but it would be really weird for him to suddenly change his name from Ben Solo to Ben Skywalker, especially considering he hates Luke Skywalker. Now, I do realize that changing your name is a fairly common thing within the Star Wars universe, what with normal people changing their name to Darth something or this, that, and the other thing. It's just really a common practice in the Star Wars universe, but I don't think it's going to apply here. The second theory I have is that this is a hard confirmation that Rey is actually a Skywalker. Again, I don't think that this is the case. I think that they were not kidding when they said that Rey's parents were literal nobodies. There's just too much suspension of disbelief that's required in order for us to think that maybe she is a product of the marriage between Han Solo and Leia, or Leia and someone else, or Luke Skywalker and someone. It would just be really sloppy to introduce a character in the third act that was the love interest of Luke that we never knew about, and that Luke couldn't identify his own daughter, or Han and Leia couldn't identify their own daughter, or Ben couldn't identify his own sister, or sense things like that. There's just a lot there that would be really messy and really poor writing. So again, let's scrap that idea for now. The third option is that this is a reference to resurrection in some kind of way. Now, we've never actually seen a character rise from the dead. We have seen Force ghosts, but I have already seen some people discussing, what if this means that Luke Skywalker is going to rise from the grave? Luke Skywalker is not the Christian version of Jesus. I think that you would have a lot of people rolling their eyes in the theater if Luke came back to life. Especially after the Leia incident where she kind of Mary Poppins'd her way back to the airlock in The Last Jedi. If you start introducing fantastical new powers for people that didn't have them before and for instances that never existed, you're going to make a lot of Star Wars fans angry. So that brings me to my actual theory. If you've made it this far, congratulations. I think I'm about to solve this thing for you. The majority of this new trilogy has dealt with the idea that the Jedi and the Sith are outdated notions. They don't really hold any place in the galaxy, and most people believe that they are nothing more than a rumor. It's also worth noting that Kylo Ren and Rey, neither of them have been formally trained in the ways of the Jedi or the ways of the Sith. Now, they have received training from their respective masters, Kylo way more than Rey, but none of them are following a strict Jedi or a strict Sith path. I think what the term The Rise of Skywalker is in reference to is a new path forward for Jedi and Sith. The most common phrase that I have heard with relation to Rey's powers and Kylo Ren's powers have been gray Jedi. And because gray Jedi is not necessarily a canon terminology anymore, I think what they're planning on doing is getting rid of the idea of Jedis and Siths altogether and replacing them with completely new things. And I think that term is going to be a Skywalker. So my theory again is fairly simple. I think that the path that these new Force-wielding users are going to go down is what they would call the path of the Skywalker. Someone who uses a bit of the light side and a bit of the dark side, and they have to struggle to maintain the balance of both. And really, if you think about it, this approach makes the most sense out of anything, because think of the amount of problems that following a strict Jedi or a strict Sith path has caused the galaxy. It makes sense that there must be a new way of doing this, and I think that's exactly what The Last Jedi and this new film have been talking about. Now, I know that this trailer just dropped, and I'm sure there's going to be a million different YouTube videos out there that are all titled, "This is the confirmed real thing that Rise of the Skywalker means," but nobody knows. All these people are just guessing and making up titles in order to get YouTube clicks, but this is the best theory that I could come up with, and I think it falls in line with what JJ and Rian Johnson have been trying to do. If you like this theory, please feel free to share it with your friends, but give me credit. Don't steal it as it's your own thing and try to pretend that you came up with it. That is it for me here at Key Issues. Thank you guys for watching this video, and remember the motto, comics, actually, you know what? Star Wars over everything.